There is a monument on Front Street in Toronto. It's 100 plaques to workers who died on the job between 1901 and Y2K. I love and I hate this monument. I love it because unlike most monuments to dead workers, this one is in a high-traffic public space. But I hate this monument because it's misleading. If only 100 workers died every century, it might be a statistic we could live with. But nearly 100 workers still die every month, and it's getting worse. More people die working than are murdered in Canada every year. But not a single extra cent is dedicated to workplace safety law enforcement, nor is there a single call for mandatory minimum sentences for negligent bosses. After the Westray mine explosion killed 26 miners in 1992, legislation was passed mandating criminal charges for corporate bosses whose negligence kills. But the courts don't apply the law. Since the Westray mine disaster, another 20,000 Canadian workers have died, but only 8 charges were laid. And most of those charges resulted in fines. Yep, that's right. Kill a worker, get a ticket. The Harper regime just passed legislation that will inevitably kill more workers. Bill C-4 is another con omnibus bill with the devil buried deep in the details. This bill removes the right to refuse dangerous work from federally regulated workers unless there is an immediate and serious threat to their lives. But many workers poisoned at work die slow, painful deaths. But Bill C-4 forces workers to measure their immediate economic necessity against their future health. Everybody knows that the poison you work with today can kill you painfully decades later. Now you deal with it or you lose your job. As far as I'm concerned, that's criminal negligence. This is proof positive that the Harper regime's priority is to protect corporate profit regardless of the human cost. Not surprising, as this government serves the oil and mining interests where many workers are killed. So if you're on Front Street today, stop for a moment at the 100 Worker Monument. But remember that it's a fiction. On April 28th, the day of mourning for dead and injured workers, don't stop to remember 100 workers over a century. Stop to remember hundreds of thousands. And remember that every month, another 100 workers will go to a funeral home rather than home to their family. Mother Jones said, "Pray for the dead and fight like hell for the living." There's plenty of dead to pray for if that's your thing. There's 100 more every month. So a little more fighting, and maybe we won't need quite as much praying. In Toronto, on the day of mourning, I'm Humberto da Silva, and not Rex Murphy.